So the April playtest of Dark and Darker is here. It's going to run from today, the 14th, all the way until the 19th, but they'll probably extend it. Who knows? Because a lot of weird things are going on. There's the lawsuit and all that. Because of that, it's not on Steam. The only way that you're going to be able to download Dark and Darker and play is to learn how to use a torrent, which I don't really want to give too much of a guide on because I've read mixed messages on whether or not you can get in trouble on YouTube for showing people how to download a torrent. So anything you do here, do at your own risk, because I personally never mess with torrents much because it always seems sketchy as hell to me. I know some people disagree and argue with that, but anyway, the one that I used was called QBitTorrent, and you're just gonna have to Google it and then download it. It's pretty straightforward if you want to use it, and then you open it up, and at the top left you'll be able to like click a button in order to add on, you know, a code or a link or whatever. Then in the official Discord server, I'll link how to join it in the description of this video, but they have in their announcement section, they have this message and they have this crazy link, and that's what you're going to enter into a torrent. They warn you, do not get the torrent from any other source. Torrents are sketchy. But you enter that into a torrent and then hit a button and basically downloads it. Then after that, it's pretty straightforward. After it's done installing, you'll get a folder in wherever you put it, downloads, wherever you decided when you went through all that. And it'll be called Dark and Darker A5 Installer, a folder. You'll go into it, and there'll just be Dark and Darker A5 Installer.exe. It's pretty straightforward. And then after that, you'll just have a file on your computer somewhere, wherever you install it to, that will have Dark and Darker. And then whenever you first jump into the game, I can't even show you here, but it'll just ask for a user ID and password. And the very first time you log in, that user ID and password, you're actually setting it. And it's really weird because if you pick a name that's already taken, it'll just like give an error and then it'll be loading forever and you'll have to close and reopen the game. But so ideally, pick something that's probably not taken just so you can get through and not have to deal with, you know, going over and over again. Unless you really want a certain username, which is not a character name, just a username to log in. So you make it whatever it is. It could be like, you know, JimBob123 with a password, JimBob123, whatever, hit enter. And if that that username was available, then it will give you a security key in case you lose your account, and then you'll be logged in, and you're going to use that username and password whenever you want to log in to this Dark and Darker playtest. And so that is how to get it. And then once you do that, it's the same old thing as before. It's the exact same setup. There's some new features and stuff, obviously, but it's just character select. There's a new class. But yeah, it's more or less the exact same thing as the previous playtest, although there's, I think, a new map, if I remember this right. Yeah, we got Goblin Caves, and then we got these two. Okay, they got different UI and stuff for this, but yeah, that's not really the point of this video. The point of this video was to explain how to install it. So I didn't really show you exactly how to do it visually. It's just that I've read mixed messages on getting banned for showing people exact details on how to use torrents, and I got confusing results when looking it up on Google, because on Google, or not Google, on YouTube, I don't know, there were some videos from like 15 years ago that show how to do it that aren't banned, and then there's like a dead zone of no videos that I could find, really. Like, there's a few here and there. So it just sketched me out as far as showing it. So I don't know. I just don't want to get in trouble. It's just stupid. But yeah, so I used QBitTorrent, and then you put in that code that they show you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all, guys. Hope that helped you out. Again, I don't really recommend using torrents for things, but I did it in this case for this, and then I just deleted it afterwards. I don't trust torrents, and maybe I'm just a paranoid crazy person, but they always seemed unsafe to me. So do it all at your own risk. I did it. I'm in the game. So far, no viruses or anything insane so far. Fingers crossed. But it looks like it's fine. But yeah, again, do it at your own risk. That's how to do it. I just used QBitTorrent, inserted the code into it with a button on it, and that downloads from peer-to-peer stuff, and then we're done. So hopefully I helped you out. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of how to install and play in this April playtest for Dark and Darker.